I've got another good word to share, and I know it's good because I just went to do another video, and this happened with my last video. It didn't record, and it just did it again. So the devil does not want this to come out, but like I said in the last one, we are victorious in Christ, so we keep moving forward and pressing forward towards the goal because we are victorious in Jesus. So I wanted to share that the other night I had something going on, like some kind of little bit of a pain, and so I got up and I prayed, and God led me to read John 11. So I opened up my Bible, I read John 11, and it was about Lazarus coming back from the dead to life. And Lazarus was a good friend of Jesus when Jesus was here on earth walking in his human form. And Lazarus got sick and died. And so 4 days after he died, Jesus went to see his family, see him and his family, went to go wake him up, Jesus says. And so Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. They did a burial, they had a funeral. He was already dressed in burial cloth, and he was put in this grave with a stone over the grave for 4 days. And Jesus showed up and stood outside of the grave and says, Lazarus, come out of there. And Lazarus walked out of the cave. Somebody had moved the stone, and he walked out of the cave all in his burial cloth. So Jesus said, unbind him from those, like take those cloths off. And he came back from the dead. And it reminded me that the same power that resurrected Jesus from the dead lives inside of us, and that same power that resurrected Lazarus from the dead lives inside of us. And so it was just so encouraging for me. But then I also read in John 11 about Lazarus' two sisters, Martha and Mary. And in this moment, Martha, who often you may hear kind of a negative context towards Martha, because there's another part of the Bible where Jesus goes to visit Lazarus and his sisters, Mary and Martha. And Mary's sitting there just at the feet of Jesus and being so intimate with him and close with him and just wants to take in every word and be in his presence and just sit with him. And her sister Martha is just busy around the house, cleaning, cooking, doing all these things. And Jesus just wants her to stop doing those things and just come to him. And so people often say, don't be Martha when you can be Mary. Like, be close to Christ, be intimate in his presence, seek him. And then if he tells you to do something, do it because Jesus is leading you that way, not because you just think you have to earn it or do all these extra things. That's not for you to do. So it just reminded me in John 11 that Martha had this incredible faith, and she had this amazing faith. And when her brother had died for 4 days and Jesus showed up to visit, she said, Jesus, Lazarus is dead. If he would have been here earlier, he wouldn't have died. But now because he has died, she said, I know, Jesus, anything you ask your Father to do, God to do, he will do it. And so she just had this incredible faith. And so it just encouraged me so much and reminded me to keep the faith, know that with the same power that resurrected Jesus and Lazarus from the dead lives within us. And sometimes we may be the Marthas, the Marys, different chapters, different characters that people in the Bible. We may show up different day to day, right? Or different seasons. We grow, we shift, we change. But let's keep the faith, speak life, and also be the ones who get close to Jesus and not just busy doing all these things. Be with Jesus. So have a beautiful day.